Alrighty. All right, we get started. Thank you, everybody, for joining.
Hello.
We'll start with a quick prayer first, as usual.
Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you and we bless you. We thank you for this platform. Lord, let us always be good representatives of you. Lord, let everybody that come on know that this is a safe place for them to express themselves, to share their stories and their experiences, and let us be able to help them on that process. Lord, we thank you. We love you. Amen.
Amen. And as we get started, I am Kel.
And I'm Quintella.
And this is Recipe to Shivery. Thank you guys for joining. Again. Okay, so the first question of the day is legacy or namesake are either important to you? And what is your take on that? Want to put up a definition first?
I mean, for those that need one, you can. But for the most part, legacy or namesake, for me, they're intertwined. So they're the same for the most part, because namesake is like your last name, your whole name. You gave that to your son, so he would be the one to carry on and to carry on the name, and the legacy behind that would be attached to works and deeds and other things that you've done or in things that you've taught him. It could be traditions. It could be any of those things that will kind of live on. So for me, I don't feel like you can have one without the other.
Okay, but there are some people, I think they get intertwined. I don't think you can't live one without the other. It depends on the person, what their goal is, because there's some people out there that do not want to have children.
Right, and so for
name, you can't have one without the
other.
I
mean, for me, I said for me. That was for me, for what I
stand corrected.
Yes.
Stand corrected.
So for me.
So what I'm saying is, some people just base their legacy on what they've contributed to the
world, right?
On people around them, how they feel they're going to be viewed once they're not here any longer. For me, I think for me, I focus more on the namesake part versus legacy. If I contribute something to this world, that would be the gospel.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be my legacy.
So that is that is important.
I'm not saying it's not. So, but all right. So for other stuff, it's more like maybe inventions, property, money, something they've done, where they've impacted. I mean,
so you're trying to just go more off the tangible?
No. So the way they've impacted other people around them. So my religious beliefs could impact someone that way. So that can leave a legacy.
Legacy also, right.
So for me, I also really hone in on the last namesake. Like we were talking earlier, we were having a conversation about it, and like my son said, he doesn't plan on having any kids. So with that, I feel like my last name.
We're gonna pray on him.
I mean, that's up to him.
It is. It's totally up to him, whatever he decides.
So for that, I feel like, my last name kind of like dies away eventually because he's the one to carry on the last name. Fortunately for me, I have a grandson who has my last name, so he's able to carry it on if my son does not
carry it on.
Mm-hmm.
So look at the Lord. He got a ram in the bush, so to speak.
A little quick breakdown of what you look at what Google says. So for namesake, Google says a person, place, or thing that is given a name of another. And for legacy, it says a lasting impact, influence, or memory that is passed down by a person or event.
Right. So again, legacy can also be stories that were told.
Yes,
Um,
I agree.
right, and families, and those same stories are passed down from it could be son to father, from father to son, mother to daughter.
It could be
It be traditions,
traditions.
right?
Right.
Recipes,
Right.
things. Because my mother has definitely passed a lot of that down to me. So I would say, legacy can be a number of different things. It just depends on the individuals and what they value. So for me, I do value those things because those are the things that connect me to her
Right.
and to her mother, my nana, and so forth and so on. So I think that because the namesake part means
So
it really, I
I'm
mean,
glad you
no
brought that
more
up.
for my son, it's important, but
Mhm.
the legacy for me as a woman, because of those traditions and those things are the things that I
So
do
it
value
seems
also.
like men may, not all men, particularly focus on the namesake
The
part.
namesake more.
Why don't women focus on that? Because you,
I mean, I could have given my daughter my name in
right,
it. Right.
you
I
didn't have to
mean,
take on my last name,
and I
or you could
didn't
have added and
had
kept
on,
both
right,
to keep your legacy.
legacy.
So, is that sometimes out of tradition?
I think it
The
is.
legacies or namesakes are practiced.
I think so.
Okay.
I believe so. I mean, I could be wrong, but I truly believe that it could be. So
So
yeah, definitely.
why do you feel that a legacy is important?
Why do I feel like it's important?
Yes.
I just told you, I think it keeps me grounded. I think it keeps me connected. It keeps me connected to my history for me, for things that's happened in the past, or like I said, things that my mother told me or taught me, or stories that I've heard about things that might have happened in the family, and I can share those with my children. I share my recipes, how things were made, why were they made, those type of things. So I think it's all about connecting to past generations and future. I think that's the bridge.
Okay. So the focus of namesake is the shared name itself and the connection it creates, right?
Hmm.
So like people from another country or somewhere, they're trying to connect to their kinfolk,
Right.
and they find those people by their last
Last
names,
name, right.
right? Also, like we discussed, sometimes that last name can get you into places that the typical person might not have access to.
Right. Because I think that would come into play like the Roosevelts,
Right. The
the
people, the 1%, the
the
one
one
percent, the
percent
two
of the,
percenters
right,
were
those
very
wealthy
wealthy.
people, those famous names that we know, and you'd be like, oh, you're part of them. So
Right.
that might be able to get people in certain rooms or whatever because of their name. And well, that namesake, but also the legacy
That's left
behind.
behind it.
Right.
Right. So
So
that's
it's
the intertwining of it.
and
Right.
that's what I'm talking about because that somehow puts
Oh.
value on the
Yes, sir.
name.
I'm gonna.
Hey Jerry.
Hey,
Hi, yeah.
Hey,
This is my coworker. Sorry.
it's okay.
I
How
it's
you
see.
all right.
doing?
How you doing?
All right.
Hello. How
Hi.
you doing?
So we're talking about namesake or legacy. Like which one's more important to you, or are they both equally important?
Do you have any input on that, Jerry, or are you just standing by and listening for a second?
I think she's just listening. She hasn't responded.
I'm gonna mute her for a second. Jerry, if you can hear me,
Yeah, say it again.
I said, do you have any input on that, or are you just listening for a second?
I didn't hear it.
Okay, so we're talking about legacy and namesake. So
Right.
definition of legacy, the def was A lasting impact, influence, or memory that is passed down by person or an event. And namesake, a person, place, or thing that is given the name of another. And my
Right.
wife was saying that her legacy, she looks at like recipes and stuff that her mom has given her, that she's passed on, keeps her connected to who she is, where she's come from, and she can pass that on to future generations, but also holding a connection to past generations.
Right. It's carried down. Right.
Right. So, where was I at with that?
Which ones are either of those important to you?
Yeah, the legacy.
The legacy,
Yeah.
see,
Okay.
and it would be the same way. And why is it for you?
Because it's like a family tradition where you could that like you could carry it on and keep your name and the family going. Things that you do in the family keep it going down the line.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, Lissa, how you doing, Lissa?
Hey y'all, I'm doing good. How
What's up?
y'all doing?
All right. Did you catch
Question?
the first question is legacy or namesake? Are either important to you or both, or one is more important than the other?
I would say both.
Okay. See.
Okay.
hmm Okay, why? Elaborate.
Namesake. I would say namesake. Like for me, like when I got married, I kept my name
Okay.
because that's who I am. I'm gonna be a Vaughn for the rest of my life. So, and only we can do it the way we do it. So,
Yes, Lord. I love that. Uh-huh. I
and
mean, I looked up in this family.
in the legacy part, I mean, just being able to legacy for me is just being able to continue what was passed down to me to the ones that come after me. So um my biggest thing is like for me with legacy, I would say like rice pudding. That
Okay.
was a big thing for us growing up. My grandmother would make rice pudding all the time. And then when she got older and couldn't make the rice pudding, my mother started making rice pudding.
See?
And she'll skip that generation, so she don't know how to make the rice pudding. So I have to every time she want to make it, she call me and ask me, "Well, how you made that rice pudding again?" But she won't write it down.
Of course
So I
not.
got to
She
make sure
gonna
that I remember how to do it, so I could tell her grandkids how to do it.
Well, you might want to write it down. You might
do.
want to write it.
Right. So that, when you ain't here no more, that, your nieces and nephews and them, they'll have it and they'll be able to continue it on.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. See, and I think it's like that a lot for the women because we have those type of traditions. Like she said, the namesake is cool too, but that legacy because those traditions and stuff that can be attached to it, remembering all of, the little things like right now with us and our family, when we do the games and
Right. Right.
all that, those have become traditions. So those are things that we know for a fact that are going to continue. They're going to continue to be passed on. So they are very important.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I'm not disagreeing.
I know. I'm just
But I'm glad she's like outside of the norm because, and I say outside of the norm because,
who listen.
yeah, because she focuses on namesake too because to her to be a Vaughn means something,
Right.
and she didn't want to have that erased, so to speak. But she wanted to stand out that yeah, I am married, but I'm still
Still a
a Vaughn
Vaughn
because it means something.
through and
That
through.
is
Yeah, because when he act up, it got to pop out.
because it attaches to that legacy of what it means to be a Vaughn. So
So what do it mean to be a Vaughn? I mean,
we have a lot. We have a lot of stuff they say about the women. A lot of stuff they say about the men.
For me, is family. Like
Absolutely.
we was rooted and booted in family. We could not speak to each other for 100 years, but when we see each other, it's like we lived around the corner. Like
Absolutely.
it didn't matter.
Through and through.
And it's just
some, but we
like even when you walk in my door, I got a crest at my front door. It say Vaughn. Oh, hey, he might not carry the last name, but we're gonna know that it's a Vaughn up in here. So it's very important, family wise, because that's what it is for me.
Absolutely.
I mean, when I think of Vaughn, I think about one big party.
Yep.
One big party. I don't care who you run into. Yeah, it's gonna a Vaughn step in the house. It's gonna be a party somewhere. Somebody gonna get together. Somebody's gonna do something. It's gonna be a whole lot of fun or something.
Yep.
We definitely
We're gonna laugh, play cards, whether it be spades.
cookout.
Yep.
Acknowledge some people that done came on. We got Michael done came on. We got Keisha and we got Angela. Welcome. It's okay to be late, as long as you show up. That's all we care about.
My brother Twigs is in the house.
He's in the
Thank
house.
goodness.
And my ladies show
Keisha.
up like they always do.
They do.
We are the majority on this part.
For the moment.
We are the majority, like always. Let me give them some space to see if they always come on the Facebook end of it, and they don't never go to the link. I don't know why.
So I'm gonna give up some other stuff on here. So as far as namesake, it says the focus is act of receiving or bestowing a name. And legacy is the lasting impact and influence of a person, life, or work.
See?
Right. So then the nature, you want to add something to that?
No, go ahead.
So the nature of namesake, a direct and explicit connection based on a name. And legacy is a more abstract and sometimes intentional inheritance unintentional inheritance of ideas, values, or influence.
Like we were saying, like with rich people or people that are known, their name are carried into certain rooms, Like right now, if I wanted to go into I don't know where. I don't know. Let's say I want to go to the White House. They'll look at me and laugh. Like, I want to see the Oval Office. But I'm quite sure somebody of more because of their name.
Right.
Because they ain't better than me. It's just their name that's just getting them in that room. That don't mean nothing. But that's okay. But yeah, because of that name and what it carries, it'll put them in different spaces.
Right. So example, like for namesake, if you're named after your grandfather, you are his namesake. A Navy ship named after a president like Lyndon B. Johnson is his namesake. As far as legacy goes, is Martin Luther King Jr. left a legacy of advocating for civil rights. The guitar player Jeff Beck left a legacy of iconoclastic, I might be saying that wrong, iconoclastic and creative playing. I probably screwed that word up, so please forgive me. But those are what they mean by legacy. So yeah, it depends on I don't say it depends, but like I said, they both can be intertwined, or somebody can be more focused on one or the other. And then as far as relationship goes, a namesake can be created to honor a legacy, but a legacy can exist without a namesake.
Of course it can, because we just talked about that. Like for some people, they're not doing the names. Like we talked about our son. He said right now, he anti children and marriage and all that. So for him, if he doesn't have any children, then Kel namesake would stop with KJ. But unfortunately, God gave us a ram in the bush,
and the other
because
thing,
our grandson has the last name.
And the other thing with namesakes, that could be a negative thing. You might not want to be known that you're a Vaughn or somebody else, depending upon what that legacy of that namesake left behind.
Right. So
It could be a
Ted
negative
Bundy.
thing. Right.
Yeah, I don't want nobody to know that was my grandfather. I mean, I would.
Right. So it could be a bad thing. So on the legacy part, a legacy is the reason one might create a namesake. So that's why they might create a namesake is behind the legacy, right? For instance, a university named after a noted social worker, the namesake carries on her legacy through its programs.
Right. Or foundations and
Right.
stuff of that fact. So yeah, it was just one of those things that came up when we was talking to our son and my nephew. I want to give a shout out to my nephew for popping up on me and surprising me. I love you, Saquon. Thank you. You know, I needed that. So they were talking, we were having this discussion about that. So he was like, bring it up on your podcast. And I was like, you know what? I will. Because, this is a relationship channel. And they were talking about, how muddy the waters are for them and how hard it is to date and what that looks like. So that was just
one of them saying that the New York girls are worse to date than the Southern girls. And one was saying it's vice versa. So maybe we can have that
discussion.
Since we're so women heavy up
right,
here.
North or South, which are worse?
Let's find out.
Yeah, so they had that battle going on too. Which was worse? And I'm like, I think it depends on the woman. Yeah, because there's some good ones out there. It may be harder to find us. It might be unicorns, but we out there, right, Lissa? Good women are out there.
All right, so
we out there.
Right, we out there. We there.
Big winners today here on.
So part B. Anybody got anything to add?
Yeah, I was waiting on Angela to go to the link and come on. Even though we had discussed it, I think episode or two back. She wanted us to rehash the age gap thing.
Oh, age gap. Okay.
Yeah, she wanted to rehash the age gap thing.
Well, when she comes on, we will rehash.
Yes, I'm trying to find out from her when she want to come on. So until then, we're gonna try and hit part B. We're gonna try and stay on target with this podcast. I be loving y'all. Y'all be 2 hours strong. When I retire, I'll be on here as long as y'all want me to. But we're trying to pull it in some. But even though I like the 2 hours, but yeah, it be getting a lot for me anyway. I'm here. You said you're here, but you're not on Restream. I need you to come on that side so we can hear your voice. You ain't got to show your face, and you just come on so we can hear your voice, and then we'll hit up the topic of the age gap again since you brought it up.
If not, just post your question.
Yeah, I guess you can post a question, but I want to hear her beautiful voice. I want to hear it. So okay. I want to come on that end.
So in the meanwhile, part B, is it healthy for a relationship to have a clear leader? Who should be the egalitarian?
Okay, while you do that real quick, I gotta send her this link.
Okay. So do you think there should be a clear leader, Jerry, or listen, both of y'all can come chime in on that?
Several developing stories as we come on the air. The rise.
Okay. So for me, I think there should be a clear leader. Doesn't mean you can't switch roles in between. So you can switch roles at any time when it's necessary. But I think there should be a clear leader with a clear plan. And that plan can always be altered if need be.
Okay, say that again. We talking about healthy relations?
Part B.
Okay, so whether there should be a clear leader or should it be egalitarian? I think I would have to agree with you because there'll be times. Well, we know who the clear leader is. If we're going biblical, that it's supposed to be you. I'll give you that. You want a little music behind that or anything? Or you
I'll just
good?
give
Give
myself
yourself a little bit.
What was the question again?
What'd she say?
She said, "What's the question again?" She said, "Is it help? Is the question is it healthy for the relationship to have a clear leader, or should it be egalitarian, which is basically where it's like 50-50, like it's a 50-50
somebody that does
thing.
everything 50-50.
So should it be a 50-50 situation, or should there be just one clear
A
leader?
clear leader.
Is that a loaded question? I thought so.
I'm with you. If it's based on the biblical side,
Right.
then it should be. Everybody want to call me now. If it's based on the biblical side, then yeah, he can go ahead and lead. But in 50-50, I'm be right back.
All right, we're gonna mute you.
Hey, hit me up on the chat when you want to come back in, so I see you come. Wanted to see something, okay?
All right, so
and Jay, how you doing?
Hey, beautiful lady.
Glad to have you on here.
Hello. How are y'all?
We
Great.
good.
Great. How about you?
I'm good. So my basic question about age gaps, like, when is the gap too wide?
Say that one more time.
She said, when is the gap too wide?
When is the gap too wide? I think that's a personal.
Right. That's personal preference.
Personal thing.
I think that's personal preference between the two people.
So for me, like right now in this phase I'm in, I've had older gentlemen trying to talk to me, and I just like in conversations, it's just like they'll say something like, "Oh, you remember that show?" And I'd be like, "No, I was like 12 when that show was." And that's where it becomes uncomfortable. Like, I like you now as your age now, and we have stuff in common now. But when you start talking about stuff, you don't remember. I do not. I don't, sir.
So does it make you uncomfortable?
It a little bit, because I'm like, I was in high school, or I was in middle school, and you was almost grown, or yeah, I was in college when that was happening. I'm like, So like, how do you like bridge those gaps? I guess that's the better question.
Baby, and no bridging that gap unless you're going what he talking about, you just go back and watch it. I mean, you go that'd be the only way, so that you kind of have an understanding of what the things that he enjoyed when he was younger in his past. You can probably go back and watch the show. I'm sure YouTube or somebody got it up somewhere. But other than that, I mean,
so let's flip the script, right? So there might be some things that you say, do, or into, especially lingo-wise, that he is totally oblivious to.
True.
And he may feel the same way. That it's kind of awkward when you start talking about weight and all this other stuff. And he's like, "What? What are you talking about?" So when you say it gets awkward, I totally get it. But you say, can you bridge the gap? Absolutely, because y'all can
learn,
educate each other.
Right.
You can sit back and tell what the show is about. And, you know, it is a saying that all old things always repeat itself, right?
Yeah.
So when he tells you about an old show, if he just gives you the background of what that show is about, I'm almost certain you can tell him a show that has the same kind of theme or thing going on. Well, I watched this and it's almost the same way. You can find something that was like the same as The Facts of Life or Different Strokes, but it might be named something different
or the Brady
today,
Bunch.
or the Brady Bunch, or Little Rascals. You can find something different.
So you don't. I know. Did you know any of those? Or are we showing our age?
I know about the Brady Bunch. I don't believe I've watched it, but I've heard Different Strokes and the Brady Bunch.
Okay,
I've heard of it.
See,
but then I know about Gunsmoke and those shows because my grandmother used to
watch
In
them.
the Heat of the Night.
So
and Matlock,
right,
and Columbo,
and Matlock.
So I think
Fantasy Island.
So I think instead of looking at it from a negative standpoint and feeling so uncomfortable, look at it from an opportunity to learn something and engage in some good conversation.
Okay.
So, but on that note, how old are we talking as far as the age gap? Like, what's the oldest age gap that you've encountered?
Sound like she
55.
Huh?
55.
Oh, he's 55.
Uh-huh.
That's
Okay.
not old. You
I'm
said
40.
we old?
That's what she's saying.
I'm 40.
See?
Okay.
Y'all not old, it's just seasoned.
Well, then how you gonna call him old?
No, he old.
We're the same age. You know that, right?
I know, but yeah, it's a difference. You can be the same age and not be old.
I get
I
that.
get that. I get that. Okay, I get that. So he
And you
really
are not old. You
he
are
done settled
spicy.
to his old man.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay, so we old with youth, but yet youthful.
I guess.
No, y'all not old at all.
All right, if you say so.
Yeah, I think you just gotta look at it from a different standpoint. I know it can be awkward because you don't know or understand, but it's one of the things they call one to grow on.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and if you can get past, if that's the only thing,
You can get past that.
yeah, if that's it, girl, that's easy.
Got it.
I mean, I feel like, well, for me, that would be an easy one. It's just like, what show is that again? Well, let me go watch it real quick. Because I'm going to tell you, there's some things that Kel watch right now I think is stupid. And I'll be looking at him like, you are so smart, you are so intelligent, and you like this dumb show. But that other side of him, that's what he's into. Does it stop me from right? Does it stop me from loving him? Does it stop me from engaging with him in conversations and stuff? No, it don't. It's
Right.
just one of those things that I, personally wouldn't watch. If I had to on my own. But if it's something he's into, I'm gonna try and show a little bit of interest and then be like, all right, yeah, I
All right,
can't.
I'm out.
And see, he thinks, and I'm about to say, he thinks that all my shows.
Not all.
Most of my shows are weird, and they are, but that's what I'm into.
Right.
I'm into the weird stuff. Yeah.
So I'm like, go ahead, go over there. I'm gonna go watch.
So
this
yeah,
anime.
so it's not gonna stop anything. It's just knowing that maybe, which I think is good too, that there are some things you're not gonna. Everything ain't gonna be. How can I put it?
Mm-hmm.
Same playing field.
On the same playing field all the time. And it doesn't mean that, okay, there's something wrong with the relationship or y'all still can't communicate and y'all still can't engage. It's just that maybe that's just not your cup of tea and it's okay.
I think that
That's
what
all I
makes
got on
makes everything interesting when you're not on the same playing field.
Mhm. And
Y'all
that you
both
are different.
viewpoints and different aspects to the table. Something to talk about. Might not always agree about it, but definitely a conversation.
Right, definitely different views. It keeps things interesting. So
Yeah, he might be doing it on purpose, just to see you a little bit uncomfortable. Like you young whippersnapper, don't know.
But I got her.
Still wet behind the ears.
But I got her. She don't know nothing about this show. Let me make her a little bit uncomfortable.
Right. So hit him back.
Yeah, hit him back with something to see how he reacts.
Got it.
Keep it spicy.
What up, V? We got V on here.
So definitely.
Hey.
Well, we got on
V, we got Bird.
Hey.
Bird on here.
Oh, hey, girl.
Bird at work.
She might not be able to talk to you.
Oh.
But she's listening. Bird, Jerry listening. Hey, Jerry. See?
Yeah, she all right, what up,
Bring
V?
her back.
You got anything to say on here?
Did you catch any of what we talking about so far?
It sounded like somebody older was into a television show that somebody younger was not into.
Yeah.
So basically, Angela was saying how old was too old as far as the age gap. And she was saying that, she was talking to older guys, but she get uncomfortable when they be like, yeah, you remember this show back in the day? And she's like, she don't. She was like, I was like 12 years old when that, I don't know nothing about the 8, So she was saying, she was just a little bit uncomfortable, and we were saying that
What I should have asked her
why she get off?
was her uncomfortability, because when she looks at what they're talking about and it puts her in the age of being an adolescent and him still being grown an adult, does that make her uncomfortable? And not so much to the point of him just saying, this is a show I watched so long ago that she can't relate to. Does the age then
Becomes an
become an issue
for
because
her?
she's like, well, Dad, well, you was grown,
Right, and I was
and I was just a
little
little
kid.
kid when this, yeah. So I don't know. That could
I
be.
don't know. I feel like I would just be like, now you the male version of a cougar. You got you a young girl.
Right, see?
I'm watching Real Housewives.
That's
She
a comeback,
pleases me.
right.
No, ain't nobody. Yeah, that's how I would just carry it.
Because she was asking how old was too old, So for her, that would be what she said, 15. That'd be a 15-year gap.
15-year gap.
So
I said
for
it depends
her,
on the person.
and I told her, right, it definitely depends on the person, and where they're at, and if the two individuals are comfortable and they're okay with it, then it is what it is.
Yeah, if you're comfortable with it, hey,
Right. If
roll
y'all have
with it.
stuff in common, hey.
Roll with it.
Speaking of which, would you do an age gap? And if so, how big?
I would. I think that I'm thinking 5 to 6 years. That's my age gap.
Okay, that ain't bad. That's a good age gap too. That's not bad.
It's not bad.
Or is this 5, 6 years older or younger or both?
Baby, either way, I'm flowing like water, okay? Either way.
Your scales go either way.
I like that answer. I know that's right. And what you said, that's your sweet middle.
Yeah.
That's that sweet spot right there.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I guess that ain't bad then.
It's not bad.
Okay, so we have addressed it because Angela wanted us to backtrack on the age gap thing, but we were right in the middle of, I don't know if you could see everything. Well, no, you probably can. Our first discussion when we first got on, we was talking about legacy and namesake, and were either of those important to you, or were they one was more important than the other, or
Both,
or
What does that mean? Legacy or namesake?
Okay, so let me pull it back up again. Let me break it down.
So
Give me a second.
I'm sorry.
No, you good.
You're fine.
I'm gonna get right up there at the top. Basically, namesake, like Kel giving KJ his full name. That would be namesake. It's an individual, place, or object named after another person, often to honor them. And then legacy is the lasting impact of achievements, of reputation, a person leaves behind for future generations. So, like for example, I was talking about like both are very important to me, but the legacy part for me as a woman, because my, of maybe like the recipes and stuff that my mother's passed down to me, or the lessons she's taught me, or that's come from like my grandmother, those are things that I can pass down to my children. So the legacy part is important, just like the name part, and my son having his father's name.
All right.
Okay. Namesake, are we talking about like the first name, like naming him completely after?
No,
The son being a junior.
It could be just
Like-
the last name.
Like the scope of it says refers especially to the name itself and the act of naming. A person may inherit a name, but it is a choice to honor the legacy associated with it.
Like Lissa said that even though she's married, she said she kept Vaughn because for her,
it meant something.
It meant something to her, and she will always and forever be a Vaughn, and she wasn't getting rid of that.
Okay, so I feel both. Like I feel like I can understand the importance of a name. I really didn't think anything of it until, Daddy was like, he didn't want the Jones last name to die. Like he wanted it to keep going. And I was like, oh snap. Um, so I can definitely understand the importance of keeping the last name going, because essentially it is the male that is the one that's able to keep that last name alive and keep it going. However, I definitely feel like the legacy is definitely um important, because it doesn't really matter what your last name is. If you're a part of the family and you understand like the core values and what somebody stood for, like all that gets passed down, you know what I mean, so that the next generation can keep the legacy alive. So
Right. And I'm glad you said that, because I said earlier with the namesake, which was important to me, but at the same time, the namesake can be a negative thing, because like Cortella said, you might not want to be associated with Jeffrey Dahmer. You know, you
hmm
don't be associated with a Adolf Hitler or something like that. So the namesake can take on a negative connotation sometimes that you don't want to be associated with it. But legacy can be individual, or it can be in, incorporated with the namesake and passed on from generation to generation. And like
right.
we said before, also with the namesake, sometimes that name can get you into doors where you might not be able to get into on your own, but because of that last name,
The legacy behind
the
that man.
legacy behind the name opens up a lot of doors.
Real,
Fact.
real quick, let me back to the age gap thing. Let me just read Deborah's comment. She's on. Hey
Oh,
Deborah. She
Deborah's
said,
on.
She asked, age gap, were we talking about carnation or Similac? I can't stand her. She makes me sick.
Ask her which one his breath smell like. I think
Right.
that's.
I think.
Are you okay with his breath smell like either one?
Right.
If you okay with it, we okay with it.
Right. I mean, that's your preference, not ours. I mean, hey, that's what you into.
You like him wet behind the ears? Hey.
But yeah, definitely. So I do like your answer though about legacy and namesake. So also we had got into the next topic, which was about the one we was trying to do last week and we never got to. Is it healthy for a relationship to have a clear leader
or egalitarian?
Which is basically 50-50.
Right.
Lissa already said that 50.
If you go in the Bible route.
If she go on the Bible route, which is what I said, the clear leader is the man.
But she said
50-50. And I can agree almost with her on that, only because
why you say that?
I'm about to get into that. And I say because there are some things that you are better at than I am, and there are things that I'm better at than you are. So I think depending on the situation and what's going on, then those roles change up. It's where I may have to take the lead because that's not your strong point.
So to that note, then I would say this. It's saying, is it healthy for it to have a clear leader? So it doesn't, like I said before, I think it's very important for a relationship to have a clear leader, but that doesn't mean the roles can't intertwine sometimes. Like you said, sometimes it may take for you to lead in a certain situation. But I think an egalitarian, there is no back and forth. It's
50-50 regardless or
so
on everything.
But there might be something that you look up. Look up the definition.
I mean, if it's 50-50 all the time, I'm trying to think. You think would that cause issues?
It may. I don't know. Let's
ask our panel.
I think that it would depend on. I think it would just depend on the people that are in the relationship and the guidelines that they establish. You know what I mean? Like, if they want everything, if both of them agree that that type of relationship works best for them, for it to be 50-50 down the middle with everything, then I don't know that it would cause issues if that's what they, you know what I mean? If that's what
Yeah,
Right.
they
I can
want.
agree with that. That
All
depends
right.
on the couple.
Christina
I
came
missed
on.
the question.
Oh,
Okay, so
we
we're
back on
talking
that one
about
when you said
egalitarian. So Quintella was saying that.
she answered it though.
Who?
Listen, that's listen.
She said she missed the question.
Yeah, we went back to the either 50-50 to
Egalitarian.
egalitarian or a clear leader.
So you missed
Oh,
the question, but the what we said earlier was Quintella was saying that she agrees with Vonda, saying that it could be 50-50 or a clear leader. And but then I posed the question that I agree that there should be a clear leader, but that doesn't mean that the roles can't reverse depending upon the situation. Because Quintella said there's some things that she's good at that I'm not, and vice versa, which I agree. So then my question I posed was, but does egalitarian mean there's straight 50-50? There is no role reversals. So we're trying to look up the definition now. And now it says, in simple terms, egalitarianism is the belief that all people are equal and deserve the same social, political, and economical rights, opportunities, and fundamental worth, advocating for the removal of inequalities among people.
Yeah, but but we
Eh,
need the one for relationship based because the one you're reading is more about social issues. Um, but while you do that, Christina said, I'm fine with there being a clear leader, but it has to be to the right man, which she said, which means mine, mine. I know that's right, girl. Pick up your man. Then Deborah, here we go, y'all. Here she go. Not for me. That's 80-20, 80-20, 80-20. And the man is the head. He handled the outside. I'm the inside working, making sure that the business, what's she saying? Hold on. Make sure that business so that when he get home, we're good. And I'm doing my 20. I need him in that 80.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
So now it was posed to put up the relationship aspects of it. So it says an egalitarian relationship is a partnership where all partners equally share the benefits,
the burdens and the
burdens,
responsibilities.
and responsibilities, fostering fairness, mutual respect, and shared power. This means tasks like household chores, finances, and child rearing
Rearing.
and distributed based on mutual agreement rather than traditional gender roles. Egalitarian relationships are associated with greater relationship satisfaction, well being, and happiness for the partners involved. So, like I said, that is a straight 50-50 across the board. There
well,
is,
I've had both.
say again,
I've had both.
you
I've
said
been
you've
a part
had
of both
both.
both aspects, and
Which one worked better?
um where it was 50-50, and then I had it where there was a clear leader. Now it all depends on who is the clear leader. Like I've had it where I was the clear leader, or as Deborah said, the 80-20. I was the 80 and he was the 20. But then when I'm the 80 and he the 20, then I get to cut up because like it just depends. Like in my younger life, I would cut up because if I'm 80 and you 20, then I got the I'm
Right.
gonna act like I'm 120 and you on a negative scale.
Okay.
You don't say I want a
Okay.
negative.
Okay. So, let me ask you this then. So, when you're the 80 and they're the 20, you said you have the right to cut up
When I was younger.
when you was
So
young.
so when I was younger, that's what I you know, growing up, they always say
I
the
say,
man is supposed to be the one that maintains everything, you know. So when I was the 80 and he wasn't maintaining everything, I was like, well, if he ain't taking care the finances, and I'm not gonna take care of the finances and the house, you know. So I had to be the dominant one and the outspoken one because I'm the 80. So I had to act like the 80 because that's supposed to be the dominant person.
Right.
So
But
that
now
would be
that I'm older
okay.
and I'm not the 80, then I fall back into that mode where, like, okay, I'm not going to be the dominant one. I'm not going to be the outspoken one. I'm going to actually pay attention and listen to you
So let me ask you
and
this:
hear you out. Might not listen, but I might hear you.
in your growing, and now that you become more wiser, right? But your role has changed. So
Mm-hmm.
let's say now in your current state, you were still the 80. Will you still be cutting up, or feel like you have to be the one to be the clear cut leader?
I would, if I was still in the 80, I
Yes.
would be, I, now that I've grown, I would not be as, how can I put it? I was mean. I was real mean when I was the 80. So I would not be as mean or downgrading because society has it that if you're the woman and you're taking care of a man, then he's less of a man. And then basically that's how I treated him. Like, hey.
Subject. That's a subject in itself, right
So
there.
so
Because we're taught your man is supposed to take care
Take
of you.
care of you.
And if your man ain't taking care of you, then he less than.
Right.
So growing up, I was like, hey, now we got Eddie was the provider. And Cat worked, but she worked and she was able to keep her money to herself. So growing up, when I was working and he wasn't working, I was like, and even Eddie, my own daddy used to be like, now you ain't got no business taking care of no man, but that what you want to do. But I'm just telling you, he's supposed to be out there doing. So that's when, and hey, that's when it happened. Like you start thinking, and you just end up degrading the person because you feel like they less than. But now that I'm older, I know that I shouldn't have did that. But at the time, it was fitting.
okay.
Okay.
We'll save that one for another topic.
Yeah, but you know what? I like that. I like everything you said because it shows her growth. Because even she recognized, the things that she could have done better.
Mhm.
But at the same time, she was taking guidance from her parents.
Mm-hmm.
Because you are as a female, you're brought up, and you see these things, especially if you're in a household where you see the parents and you see your father, taking care of everything. That is the way that you think things are supposed to be.
Yeah, but
And even if you do try something different, which is what she did, they did bring it back to her. Hey,
yeah.
it ain't maybe supposed to be this way. So the 50-50 thing wasn't happening for
I don't
her.
want to
But
go.
the 50-50 thing is if when you're 50-50, like you step in and if you see, like, for instance, let's say laundry, you got a load of laundry. You might not be feeling well. Or you might not want to do the laundry that day. And Kel go do the
It's 7
laundry. That's
o'clock.
50-50.
Yep.
You
And that's
know?
when I call him and be like, yo, can you go put the clothes in the washing machine for me?
So when it was 80-20 your way, was that out of just laziness, or did something happen that
Pure
put you?
laziness. Pure doggone laziness. It don't make no
Okay,
sense.
all right.
Look.
End the story. All right.
Oh, well, you want to ask your question, Deborah? Go back up the link. Let me put the link out here. She got a question to ask.
Okay.
Lord, geez.
All right. Come on up on it.
Wait a minute. Let me
But I believe that 50-50 is a good thing because, like I said, some day, like today, I don't feel like cooking, and it is a Sunday. Most women, they say women cook on Sunday. Well, I don't feel like cooking on Sunday, so Tommy's gonna cook today.
And I don't have an issue with that.
You know, I love that 50-50 thing.
For me, it's like this. I think there should be a clear leader, but with the understanding that the roles may change depending
Absolutely.
on the situation.
I agree, because even I believe that that should happen too, Kill. Because like I'm real bad on financially saving money. I love to shop. Tommy don't like to shop. So when it comes to finances, I think he should be the clear leader, or we would be suffering. And I know I'm gonna go out there and shop. If I hit my toe too hard, I get mad, and I get mad, I want to shop. So I know that, you know, it'd be best that he be the clear leader. And on a lot of things, some men have that better understanding when it comes to certain things in a relationship, to where they can handle it more than, well, for me, in my relationship, he can handle it better than I can, because I go from 0 to 100, where he is more calm about certain things.
Well, that could be because most women are emotional, where we can just deal with the problem at hand without emotions getting involved. But like Cotillo always say, yeah, I'm super calm until you hit that button. And once you hit that button, there is no like build up. It's like you said,
Right.
zero.
Y'all got that wavelength where y'all could just be like, okay, I'm gonna hear you out and be real calm. We not gonna do that. Cause the moment your octave change, we already done. We was changing when you was leading to the octave changing.
I said the minute that voice raised slightly, it was
Yep.
like, what?
That's the emotional part. All right, Deborah, come on here, firecracker.
Well, Vonda said her piece, right?
I think so. She's still open.
Okay. Yeah, I told her it's in the link. And you got to remember that because we're streaming into
It's a little
Facebook,
slow.
it's a little slower for them. That's why I tell everybody just come on a restream, because they not even though they're live, it's being live, it's streaming
So
in.
lag.
Yeah, so it's going to be a little lag behind on that for them. What happened? Our boy Twigs, he doesn't have anything to say. Keisha, I thought she would have something to say. She probably in the middle of doing that paper. Vonda, guess what? Her last
I
paper.
feel I feel like in a relationship, I feel like there should be a clear leader, but I feel like for me, I do feel like the man should be the head of the household and a clear leader. But I also believe that that man, um, not all of them do it, but that subconsciously or consciously relinquish a lot of that over that the woman is the one that manages the household. The woman is the one that creates that nurturing environment. So it's like if the man is taking care of everything financially, when he comes home, that woman is the one that is giving him peace, giving him rest, making sure the household is straight. So a lot of the times I feel like he will, babe, what you want to do with this? Because he trusts her sound judgment, because she's the one that makes the household running within the household, she makes the house a home, if that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I get that part. What did you say about relinquishing? I missed that part.
Not maybe relinquish when the man is the head of the household and he pays the bills and he has the final say, he will a lot of times turn to his woman and be what do you think he would do, because he trusts him, because at the end of the day she manages the house into a home. So maybe relinquish wasn't the right word, but time and opinion. And a lot of times is that man.
You going out
Ah,
there?
we
We just
lost
lost her.
Hold on, I gotta try to let her back in.
You got let her back in.
You there, V?
There you
Oh,
go.
I'm here. Yeah.
Okay, because we lost you for a minute.
Oh, well, yeah, that's how I feel, because I understand too, like, happy wife, happy, you know what I mean? Happy life. I feel like that's kind of along the lines of how that go. And in turn, I do feel like if the man stance, happy wife, happy life, um, is just going to be what initially what he needs it to be, because she's managed that household.
What were you gonna say to that, Kelly? Because you was
Yeah, I agree with that. I think I don't have a problem with the word relinquishing. I think for me, it's like for a man, he has to put on that, for lack of better words, that crown, that cape, every time he leaves that house. And when he comes back home, he wants to just relax. He doesn't want to have to deal with that constantly. So yeah, he will say, "Here, you, what do you want? What do you want to do? What do you decide? You decide that. You do this. You want to paint it." Like I tell her all the time. She's like, "Oh, I want to paint the house." This guy. I'm like, "I don't care if you paint it. Paint. I can care less."
He don't care. He was sleeping in an all pink house. He could sleep in an all yellow house.
It don't matter to me.
And I'll be
If
trying
that's
to.
what makes you happy, you want to paint it, paint. By all means, go ahead.
And I
It's
think
only one place I care about, and that's the basement.
And even in there, he had some say so, but he didn't matter. Where he doesn't understand sometimes at women, excuse me, when we ask, we're trying to make sure we get their input. You know, I want to make sure that you're involved in the process, because yes, you have, wait a minute, you have provided a beautiful place for me to stay or whatever. And my gratitude is to also let you know that I'm not being selfish, that this is your place too. So it should be some place where you're comfortable, where, you know, you should have, I mean, even though you don't care about the decorated input or what I put in here, I still want to give it to you. Even though I know you don't care, I still want to make sure you understand that you know, I'm not just ungrateful, or I'm not, you know, just out here, yeah, you know, everything, you know, I'm this big old princess and I'm spoiled. There's none of that. There's plenty of gratitude. Okay, so
so I don't think it's that we don't understand. We definitely understand. It's just that I think those aren't on our high priority list. So then when you do want to incorporate us, Jerry, back on. So when you do want to incorporate us, we don't have a problem with that. It's just that that's not high on our priority list. And we would give you that right here. Take it, run with it. And like she said, I do trust you. I do trust your opinion. And even if it is some weird color scheme, that doesn't bother me.
I mean, it don't bother him, but he will voice his opinion. He'd be like, I don't know, I don't think that's gonna work. And then when he see it come together, he's like,
no, I don't say no, I don't like it. I just don't.
He don't see it
how she puts it together. So I'm like, but I trust you. Go ahead, and we'll wait to see what it looks like. And 10 times out of 10, it looks good when she's done with it. So I don't really sweat that whatsoever.
So I think what Vonda said was excellent. Like she hit it on the nail.
Yeah, very good.
She hit it like straight on the nail.
Jerry, you can be heard. You got anything you want to add to that? Now, let me give V her props real quick. Melissa.
I think Melissa hit her ass. So
Deborah ain't made it on here yet. She probably still got to make cereal.
Not cereal.
Yeah, you know, that dude's breath smell like Similac.
You know what? I can't. She
got to make it cereal.
Why? Why? What
He
is
tried
wrong
to
with you?
he tried to decide whether he want Cocoa Puffs or Fruity Pebbles.
You
Yeah.
said she probably got knocked upside the head with a Similac bottle. Is that what you saying?
I'm
He talking
picking with you.
trash.
I'm
He
picking
talking
with you.
trash. But she did say, I guess when Vonda was talking, she was like, shame the devil and tell the truth. No, that was for Lissa. When Lissa, I guess, was talking.
No,
Or was talking about like the half and half and stuff.
yeah, because she said she the 80. She said she the
80-20, right. She said she'll take care of the house all day long. Her 20% is taking care of that, is what she is contributing, is to take
And
care of the
that's it.
household, and that's it. His job is to handle everything else. So she don't want no added responsibility. And you know what? There are women that are out there like that,
Absolutely.
that they don't want any parts of
I'll take care of this.
right.
The
This is
rest.
just my part, and this is all I'm doing. And that's it. Me, you know what? I want for me, like Vonda was saying about a clear leader, I want a clear leader, but I also want somebody that can jump in and do that 50-50 with me. Because like with the kids, like he should be able to help out with the kids. He should be able to go in that kitchen and cook. Because if I'm handling the kids and trying to cook, that's a lot. Like um and oh, I got a better one for y'all. Because since we are talking about there being a clear leader in the household, but you got two people equally working, equally making the same amount of money, and one may feel like, okay, let's say the man feels like, okay, well, I make the money and I'm the man, so you should do everything in the household and that's it. So he come home, he put his feet up, but she gets home later than him, like maybe an hour or two later. Do you think that is fair? Like, how do you handle a situation like that where they both are working, they're both successful, they're working, they're making all this money. So so income wise, they're equal, right? But because he's the man, and he get off work a little earlier, he's still expecting her to maybe do dinner and to do this and to do that and to do the laundry and to do all of those things. And she wants him to be able to be that maybe 50-50 and to help out. But because he feels like, that's not his job or that's not his responsibility, how do you handle a situation like that?
Well, that's something y'all have to work out and figure that out.
When he run out of underwear, he know that he got to do the laundry
That's how you teach.
or flip them inside out.
What'd you
Or
say?
go or
Either
go
way,
buy
he
some
got.
more.
Huh?
Or go buy some more drawers.
I'm telling you.
That's something y'all have to work out amongst yourselves.
It don't need to be worked out. No.
Right, because I actually know some
Yeah,
people like that. Like,
yeah,
and the woman, she tried to teach him a lesson, basically similar to that. My man just didn't wear no drawers.
could be me.
He just didn't wear no drawers. And
But
she's like, he just feels like, well, I was raised where the woman does this and the woman does that. And she's like, she was like, but that was because your father did everything and your mama stayed at home. Now I'm working and I'm working just like you are. So does that really apply?
it could very much well apply. Those are some things I think you had to have a conversation about.
I
Yeah.
think it should be in that case it would be like almost like a 70-30, because like me and Tommy works, I work, and then I got my crafting business.
Mm-hmm.
So where he gets up at 3 o'clock in the morning, he might not come back until like 4 or 5 in the evening. But when he's getting up to leave, I'm getting up to craft, and then I work nights. So when he's getting up, I'm still already up. So who gonna cook?
Right.
Because now, which one of us gonna stop doing what we doing to cook? We gotta eat. So
Right.
we just take turns at it. So
That's
it's like a 70-30. It's
There you
it's
go.
a
Ain't
it's a
nothing wrong.
battle when you're doing it like that, because it's like which one of us is actually gonna stop. He ain't gonna stop going to work, and I'm not gonna stop neither one of my jobs. So it's like a 70-30 then.
That's something, like I said, that's something y'all got to work out between yourself. Like I tell Quintella all the time, you know, the way I operate, she has the opportunity. She has the opportunity to say any given day, that's it. I'm done. I don't want to work. I don't want to do nothing. Now things may change because
Yeah, he always
it's
he
just
always
me.
throw that little that.
But yeah,
He be like,
she can
now
do that.
you can do
I'm gonna
that,
handle what I can handle.
but we might have to change
So it
something.
might be oodles and noodles, you know, at least 5 times a week. But you know, we're gonna figure it out.
I tried that. It ain't fun, Quinn. Stay working. Stay working.
Why you think I'm
I
still
tried it.
working? No, I'm like you.
tried
I
it.
like to shop. I like to shop. I like to shop, and I like having my own money like that. I like that very much. So that's why I'm still working. But I'm working on a plan not to be working. So we'll see.
We trying to figure it out.
Yeah, we trying to figure it out so that I don't be eating
Oodles and
oodles or noodles. You know, maybe he can upgrade Roman noodles.
I might put
a
a
cup of
shrimp,
noodles,
a shrimp in there.
a
once in
shrimp,
a while.
right? A salt. So I have a little bit of something. I mean, a little bit of anything at this point. But yeah, that's the plan, to be able to retire. So, anybody else have anything else? Ooh, this might be a good one.
I got something for the lady that was talking about the age gap.
Okay.
You're only as old as you think you are. So regardless of how old you are, you can be. There's people out here. Well, I live in Alabama, and I tell anybody, the people in Alabama don't get old. They shoes don't get old, and they don't get old. They party and they live long because they don't in their mind they're still young. Like you see, is a lady down here. She used to be what you call them people, the majorette. She's like 85. Every Mardi Gras, she's the lead person in the Mardi Gras, and she still wears stilettos, and she looked good. She looked good, and she doing it. And her boyfriend is like 40.
Oh, wow.
And she's a radio person, and she always talking about Junior on the radio, and she be like, Junior just don't know, he could be replaced tomorrow. And everybody be laughing because we be like, she sound like Junior mama, but that's her boyfriend. And like, you're only as old as you set out to be. Like some people say, you can stop living and become older than what you are. So if you just sitting there ain't doing nothing, then you become old. You be young at age, but old in spirit. So just keep on with the keep on, because it's no such thing as like an age gap, because he could be young at heart.
That's true. That's true.
He could be young at heart or just straight immature for his age.
Yeah.
Plenty of those.
Yeah.
And then you have some that are younger that are mature for their age.
Yeah.
So it all depends. It like seriously all depends. And I hope that don't discourage her from continuing to date and get to know the gentleman she's involved with, because she's uncomfortable because he made a reference about a TV show maybe she didn't know. And then she just go watch the TV show and see if she might like it.
Right.
You know, even though I named a couple of them and she ain't know them, but it's okay. Oh, she never. Well, shoot. But you know what? It's okay. I mean, I don't get offended. Like I deal with the age gap every day at work, because every single one of my staff, they're the same age as my kids. So I have to deal with that every day. But I think it's cool. They still think I'm cool. So I think I'm doing something right. So I think it's right what you said is you're only as old as you think you are. So
alrighty. What time is it?
What time is it? What time we got? Are we keeping on track? Oh yeah, we doing good. Hour and a half. Anybody else have anything they want to add? I need y'all to like and share these videos, subscribe, get us some more subscribers so we can get more people on. If y'all have topics that we need to be addressing, I keep telling y'all, ain't nothing off limits. Like, bring it. If y'all got questions for me and Kel, bring it. We're here, and we'll deal with the questions. We'll handle them. We'll answer them. Whatever it is that y'all need, we here for it. I just like talking to y'all. I like having these conversations. I like exploring new things. So if y'all have things, because we always are trying to figure out what are good topics to talk about. And it always happens where we run into somebody and they bring up something, and I'm like, well, there go our topic, and we'll bring that up and see what happens.
And I like stirring the pot. That's
Yeah.
me.
Oh,
I
Kel,
love
like,
stirring the pot.
if Kel can rattle y'all, that's what he's here for. He is here to play devil's advocate, to rattle y'all, especially, and it's only because it be the women on here, so he know we get emotional. So that's his whole thing, because he ain't got no real male support, except for EJ when he can get on.
Twigs and John
Right.
be on here.
Well, I'm talking about ones that actually interact.
They come on a lot.
Right. So
EJ and John.
EJ and John. Twigs, he just kind of listens on. He doesn't engage, but we do like that he supports still by getting on. But Kel be needing backup, and he don't be having that.
I don't need no backup. I handle my own.
That's why he be trying to rattle y'all and get y'all mad and say something.
I handle my own out here. I would love the backup, but I handle my own.
Oh, my, so we got one for next week. My daughter said, disadvantage of being a traditional wife.
Disadvantages?
Yeah, of being a traditional wife. I got to look up versus what other kind of wife are we talking about?
Traditional.
I mean, she's saying there's disadvantages of being a traditional wife, but I think I heard there was something else about another type of wife too. So I got to look that up. It was like traditional and something else. I think
That's what's the opposite of
the other one she was talking about.
Yeah.
So we're definitely, I'm gonna look into that one this week and kind of talk to her and find out exactly what she's talking about as far as that. So we got a subject for next week, being a traditional wife, whatever that looks like. The disadvantages of that.
Being a traditional wife. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah, because I got to figure out where am I.
What's a disadvantage?
No, what's a disadvantage and what is a traditional wife and who's
viewpoint?
Yeah, what that looks like. We're gonna have to get into that one.
Yeah, definitely. So next Sunday, tell her.
Oh, she said traditional. Oh, that she talking about the ones that stay at home completely.
Ones that stay.
They stay at home completely. Are the traditional wives. No, we'll save it for next week because I think that'll get deep. We'll save that one for next week because there's some more stuff I want to look up on that.
Okay.
On exactly what that looks like.
All right then. So with that being said, we're gonna end this.
Yep.
We thank everybody for coming on.
I want to give my shout out to everybody, to Lisa, to Pete, to Angela, to Keisha, to Jess, to Deborah, to Mike, EJ, Christina. I love y'all. We thank y'all for coming on and being with us every single week. We thank y'all for engaging with us. Please like and share. Somebody's saying we need to start TikTok videos. We're gonna try and work on those. I gotta get help. He don't like doing that.
I'll try to show her the AI part.
So we're gonna work on that. But thank y'all all. Have a good night. This has been Kel and Quintella, and this is Recipe
to Shivering.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.